There, it's Stacy Esner from Compass in Chicago. I am having coffee today with Darlene Gillespy from Atlanta, just waiting for her to join. So today we are going to talk about the Atlanta market and find out a little bit more about her. So I'm hoping you're going to be able to join. Hi, Sunita, out in DC, Maryland area. Hope you're doing well there. I hope the market is busy where you are. So it's really nice to have everyone come by and say hi. So let me know how everything is going where you are and what the market's like if you're busy. So as we're waiting for Darlene to join us. Things are busy here. I was just talking with a group of people. In some areas in Chicago, we have less than 2 months worth of supply. So, all right, Darlene, I'm so glad I see you here. Let's get you added. So, let's see. All right.
Hey, that was so
Hello,
funny. I was like, I
Darlene.
don't think
How
I've
are
done it.
you?
I just looked at it, I was like, wait a second. Are we doing Zoom, Google calls? Like, I forget what it is.
I know,
I
right? It's a
know we
little
have so many
crazy here
ways to
being live.
communicate these days. I was like, which is it? So
I know. So, how's it going in Atlanta? Are
we
you
have
crazy
gotten,
busy?
it's funny because like some agents in Atlanta were like, oh, we're crazy busy in January. And, we were starting to get buyers looking and, we had some going on, but not crazy. But then just this past week, we've had a couple good things, like I feel like the energy is starting to build up. And, unlike you guys, we are having blooms, like our daffodils are up. So in Atlanta, we see the daffodils and it's spring. So people are starting to like, because we don't have the snow, Stacey. We just have, like it's rainy and stuff, but our spring market starts like soon. Like March 1st is how kind of is probably like in our head of when we start.
Well, we haven't had
Yeah.
we've had a really mild winter. It was in the 50s, but I think we're supposed to get like snow and sleet. It's been crazy windy like
Uh,
last night it was crazy windy, and I just got an alert that we're supposed to
oh,
get snow
yeah.
and sleet
Sleep part, right?
tomorrow.
You're like, no sleep, just give
So,
me snow. Yeah.
right. But whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't complain because 50s, like I'm walking around without a jacket on right now,
I know. We
so
we
it's
always
not
know
too
anybody that's
terrible.
from the north. In the winter, we're all in coats and it's 50 degrees, maybe low 50s. I definitely have a jacket on, and like there's somebody walking around in shorts, and I was like, "Hey, where are you from?" Yeah, I'm from Buffalo. I'm from
Right?
Chicago.
Chicago,
So
Michigan.
I'm like, "Yeah, we're wimps. If it gets below 40, we're like, oh my god, it's so cold." Yeah.
I know. I know. So I saw you yesterday. You did a reel. You were doing your
Yeah.
Valentine's Popeyes. And I know that you used to own a
Yep.
flower shop before you got into real estate. So you always do
Hmm.
really cute Popeyes. What made you switch from owning a flower
I know
shop
that's a good
to
question.
going into real
That's a
estate?
jump, right? That's like, how does that equate? So, I had the opportunity to sell my flower shop after I owned it for 7 years, and it was the time of my life too. I was like in my early 30s, and I was kind of worn out from just owning my own business. We were open 7 days a week. I didn't get to travel. It was like you're having a kid. Like you can't just go anywhere. So I just felt like I had enough of just missing out on life, even though, I mean, I loved my business. I love the creativity of, flowers and all that of it. But, it literally was just overwhelming I think I just kind of finally had it, and I had the opportunity to sell it. So it was just a good timing thing. So then I sold it, and funny, right before I had sold it, but I was still working there, and I met Lee at the same time. And so he got to see the flower shop and kind of see me doing my thing. And then I was like, I'm about to get out of this. And then we started dating and then Valentine's came around, and I hadn't been had a Valentine's Day, Stacy, and you know, over 7 years, because before that I did some flower stuff. So yeah, so I got to just do stuff like that. I'm like, I got to go to dinner and like on Valentine's Day and get to enjoy it. So because every holiday, right? You're not, you're working. Period. So then Lee
Right.
was in real estate when I met him, and then we got married. I was helping him with real estate all the time. Like I was looking up on the MLSs every night, properties for him, and he worked with a lot of investors, so I would go see the properties. So I knew I enjoyed it, and so he's like, "Why don't you get your license so at least you can help me?" And the job that I had then I really didn't love, and so then I started working at different companies. And then he was realizing that, basically I was making more money because I was doing retail, and he was busting his butt doing investment properties with clients. And so then we started working together. So it was like
And so
21
how long have
years.
you been a team?
I know.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah.
And so the fact that you are married, you work together,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
do you ever want to
Yeah.
kill
Probably
him?
once a week.
Be honest.
Depends, but I'm kind of
Only
putting an
once a
average,
week?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes,
some weeks it's
exactly.
more, some
So
weeks
yeah,
it's
just
less.
average. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's like it could be good, it could be bad. It's great having somebody to
Yeah,
help make a decision. Little things, big things, all of it, right? But then there's sometimes
right.
too where I don't agree with what he's saying, right? Or there's like we had just one that was been 2-week inspection, major problems with this house, but our clients loved it, and we were telling them that they should, we shouldn't go through with it. Like, let's find another house for you. But it's this old,
Right.
gorgeous house. It's like 125 years old, 5 fireplaces, all this stuff. But it's going to be like $100,000 to fix it. So I was like, we need to forget this. This is ridiculous. Our clients are going to end up being upset with us, right? Like that's what we all have to worry about. Okay. It's like we need to be watching them. And Lee was like, they really want it. And I was like, are you sure? And anyway, so then we're fighting about what's the best for our client. So, and I was going, run away. So yeah, there's days like that. But then he's the one who kind of took her to the finish line. So, I have to say kudos to him then. So, yeah, so there is and we're used to it by now. We try to wear our different hats, like I do, all the contracts, and work a little bit more with buyers and stuff, and Lee's more on the phone calls doing sellers. We both did stuff together too, but we try to, and we have 2 separate offices, Stacy, so that helps. Yeah.
I'm hearing that a lot from
Oh
husband
yeah,
and wife
yeah,
teams,
you
the two
have to.
separate
You have to.
offices.
That helps too. Well, tell me about you. What office you go to your office in Chicago? How are you guys doing? Because ours is still, you don't see many people in it.
No, I honestly haven't
Yeah.
been to the office that much. Um, I yeah, I try, and
Yeah.
like that's the plan, but then plans fail, and so I sit on my computer and I network and I
Yeah.
do work from home,
Yeah.
and I'm in my car.
Yeah.
I'm in my car a lot, but that's, the nature of
What's
the
your favorite
job.
clients? Like, do you like buyers or sellers or both? I mean, obviously we know they're different.
Oh, I love buyers, but just because
All right, you
I'm
were a
an
teacher,
educator by
right?
heart. Um,
A social
I was a
worker.
social
That's
worker
it. I
and
mean,
special ed
talk about
administrator.
patience, girl.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I talked about this on Instagram. So I am actually currently working with my very first clients. I started 7.5 years ago, so they were finally selling
Yeah.
their condo I helped them buy, and we're buying a house for them. So we're under contract for both, and I was talking when I met with them to talk about the whole process. I said, "You thought I knew stuff then? I
You
had no
don't.
clue."
That's awesome.
Like I told them that. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was clueless. Like
Yeah.
now I at least know what I'm doing. I
Yeah.
mean, they just laughed. And just going through the whole process with them now, you know, they're under contract on a gut rehab of a
Oh, cool.
1912
I love
bungalow
those.
in Chicago. And it's beautiful. And, you know, just the inspections that
So
we're
hard.
doing on the house, you know, right? So hard. And just going through the report and just asking for certain things, and just the whole process is so much different than it was when we
Right. Yeah.
did
Condos are
their
like
condo.
a dream, and then you're going from that to a gut. I mean, girl, that's an education.
Right, right, right. But just the whole, you know, what I knew
Yeah.
then compared to what I know now, and just, you know, just all of it. It was just very interesting, and just educating them, because they're like, well, how do we know that we can close on both on the same day? I'm like,
Yeah.
because my team will help you. You know, the
Yeah.
attorney, the title
Yeah.
company, they do this all the time. You know, it will be a seamless
Yeah.
process. We will get it
Yeah.
all done. Don't worry. So it's just, you know, 7.5 years ago, I would have been
Yeah.
like, I have
Cross
no
your fingers,
idea.
honey. Yeah.
Like, right.
Do you have a
Exactly.
good
Exactly.
like a broker and stuff there that you like that will help, like, especially with the inspection stuff, like to say, oh, that you can talk through with it, talk through.
My, m- it's- what, like
No, like, well,
the
that too,
inspector
but
that I
like
use?
well, we have them a broker. Do you have like managers or something at the Compass office? What do you call them?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
my
okay. Like we have
my
a broker,
sales
we call it at our
manager,
office. Yeah.
I oh yeah, so I can absolutely contact my sales manager, but I mean, I have a great team of, you know, the attorney that I use is awesome. Like, I have a team of people
Yeah.
that I use or refer. There's a few of them, but like, I wasn't sure if we should do a radon
Yeah.
inspection because of the part of the city. So my inspector said, well, text my radon guy because he'll tell
Nice.
you if
Yeah.
it's needed or not,
Yeah.
and just little things like that. So I can just reach out to my team of people that I have, and just, you know,
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
answer
And help
your
you through it because that's
questions.
a big one, doing a house that old. But how good does that feel, right? Getting the client
Yeah.
to call you to say, okay, I'm ready to move to our next step. We're done with the condo, ready to get the house. And
Right.
yeah.
Right. And I mean, I've had
Yeah.
other people call me to sell, but just the
Yes,
fact that it was the first
it
one,
does.
you know,
It
it just
does.
makes
I
a
mean, that's,
difference.
yeah, that's huge. That's monumental. You're like, oh, this is working, right? You see the cycle, Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. 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 So, I know, I mean, we
I
met
know, how cool
when I
was
was
that?
there in
That we're
Atlanta,
like,
which was
I
so
wonder where Stacy is.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
Right. It,
Oh,
it was so crazy and overwhelming. But what was your most fun part of the
oh my
entire
gosh.
retreat?
The gala. No. Um, I guess just meeting with people like at a bar, or like we had a little get together with Tommy, with Tommy
I
Pastana
know.
and a couple other us that have coached with him, that with Shirag, but with Tommy. And so I kind of put that together, thinking
Mm,
that would be not a huge group, but a good group, that we all have something in common, right? We're trying to find, because there's so many of us, like, let's find
right.
something in common with us. So that was so nice, because we really got to chat and stuff, right? Just like, because it was a smaller group. So
Yeah.
I think that was the most beneficial. And I feel like
Right.
I got to know those folks a lot more than just anybody else, just at
Mm,
the retreat in general, just that we met. Yeah. What about you?
right. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
having like lunch and dinner with people, and really connecting, you know, like, you know, just doing some of those dinners, like, you know,
Yeah.
just on our own, not any of the big parties. I mean, it was nice to meet people at those parties, but just some of the, you know, like some of the agents that I had been texting, you know, after registration, I met a few just
Yeah.
at a bar, and we had lunch, and then small dinners, and just
Yeah.
was really able
No,
to
I know. And
connect with
that's what's
people.
I'm so glad you decided to do this. This is awesome. And thank you, because this gives me another idea. Cause like, instead of just doing like a Zoom and making it, I don't know, it feels like that's a whole where you got to get ready, like this is a little more casual. And even like I've been talking to some agents, like probably like the past month, like doing what you were saying, like I'm damn well going to talk to people so I can really know what the personality is, right? Like just to know if they'd be a good fit for my client, because that's the
Hmm.
hardest thing, we're trying to help everybody, but if you know that whatever, like I know flowers and I know about your background that you were in social work, it's something I can bring up and it's a connection. People like, oh, that's cool because of whatever, or hey, that's cool because, wow, she must be just a good person, if she was in social work. So just knowing that kind of stuff. And I've just had some conversations with, like, at least once a week, I'm trying to at least call, but this is cool too. This is really neat that you did this, Stacey, because I like this idea and just chatting.
Right. Yep. And now
Yeah.
everyone will get to
Yeah.
know about
And that's
that.
what it's about, right? Like, because it's
Because
fun
you're
for us. That's what we like, all getting together, because especially in real estate, you can be, you're by yourself a lot, and you're just, so it's like when we're all together, we're like, oh, people who get me. Yeah.
right. Right.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the whole flower thing. So you are
Yeah.
creative and you do all those pop-bys. So tell me more about what you did for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, because I watched
I,
that because I thought that was so cute. And you do
oh,
all
I
of these
appreciate that,
really
because
cute
first I didn't want to do
gifts.
it. And it took like at least doing it like 8 times, doing my little thing. And I was like, Lee, this is just stupid. And I don't like the way my sweater, you just get in your head. And he's like, Darlene, this is cute. Just do it. So thank you. Because it's nice to know that, like, okay, somebody thought it was cute. So I did like in November before Thanksgiving, I so like once or twice, and I'm probably gonna do it more now. It's just, get mason jars. They're cheap, they're cute. And so I did like just little flower
Hmm.
arrangements. And, over like 2 weeks, I just brought them by people's houses. So maybe like 25 clients, like my A list,
Yeah.
my A list that don't live far, pretty
Yeah.
much, is who gets it. And then,
Right.
so I did that.
Right.
And then I was going to order these cookies that I did last year for Valentine's from this lady that I know. And it's kind of expensive because she does, I don't know, it's like $12 a thing, which, I wanted to do more. And I just felt like I haven't done anything, I don't know, kind of fun. And like, I like doing crafty stuff, and I honestly don't do it enough. Like, considering I did that every day of my life for that long. And then for a while I was doing some
Right.
small weddings, like my church might call, or, different things. But I feel like even that has gone, where the past probably 8 years, I really haven't done anything except for having flowers in my house. So I just felt like I needed something. So it was also for me. Now, I wish I had done it starting at the beginning of the week, because what's today? Okay, so I think Sunday I had finally gotten all the pieces of it, like the different oils, like one of the oils I didn't have yet, and there's 2 different kinds of Epsom salts and all that. And it was my first time doing it, so I was looking up different recipes. And it's not hard to do, but just putting it together and getting the stuff. So anyway, I'm going on. But the point is, I did it, and I enjoyed doing my first batch and putting it in there. And I got these little cute scoopers, and it was just cute, and it smelled amazing. And I was like, okay, this is great.
Yeah.
It's January, February, cold, perfect time. But then I had to do more, and then so it was like yesterday morning, and I'm like rushing, and then I'm getting stressed out, and I'm going, why did I do this? So then I had to do the video, and then we had to go
Right.
deliver them. So it was a lot going on yesterday. So I mean, every time I do this, I try to tweak it a little. Like, I should have somebody else deliver some of them, so I'm not trying to do all of it. Yeah.
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 Right. Right. But again, these are things that you just
Yeah.
learn to do as you get
Yeah.
better at it. But I am so not creative, and I think that it was so awesome. And I really
I
wish
know.
I
I
could
know
be
it is.
more
I mean, it
creative.
is, and I do enjoy just like even making it look cute. Like, I got the felt hearts, and I was trying to figure out how to put them on there, and I figured put the holes in them, and I was like, oh, this is really cute. So when I was doing it, I was excited that I did it. And then so I'll probably do that again, or maybe, and so I mean, like, there's, especially going on Pinterest, Stacey, like looking at some things that aren't even hard to do, but it's just an idea. I mean,
Yeah.
I have found myself more and more
Yeah.
getting on Pinterest just to get ideas and some kind of inspiration,
Yeah.
even if it's not something totally crafty, but just a different way to do it than just a normal gift. Um, And then some of my clients were like, I can't believe you made that, you know, and part of me is like, is somebody going to like that I made some random bath salts? But, you know, they all seem to think it was cool. And these are people who know me too. Like I won't just give this probably to, you know, somebody who's never met me. Hey, I made bath salts for you.
Right. Right. No, but still, I think that's totally, that's awesome and so creative. And I just wanted to say that I think that's amazing. One last question, for your listings, do you do flower arrangements when you do pictures or for open houses?
Yes, I have.
Since you were a florist?
So like, you know, depending on the house, like I do have some light staging stuff. So say if the house has furniture, like I'll just give you an example of this one last house. It was a cute bungalow, but it was very vanilla. Like even their furniture was just like tan, like, and the kitchen too had like nothing on it. So they had like little shelves. So I went like to Home Depot and I got a couple little succulents, and then I did a, you know, flower arrangement for the dining. But then I'll just get, or even fruit. I'm big on just getting fruit. So I'll get like a thing of oranges if it needs a pot. Right. I do have some fake apples, you know, so I do have some staging stuff. But if I don't, I'll just go buy the real thing and then, you know, then just take it home and eat it or whatever. So yeah, I like to do the pops of color and but fruit too, I think is a really great, easy piece too that you can use. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm big on just like going to Trader Joe's or Aldi and getting the bigger flowers
and little plants, and then you can take the plants home.
Yeah, succulents I never even thought about. See, I'm not like I do more buyers than sellers, and so my listings lately have sold without even having to do any staging or any.
Do very much. I would just really declutter was the biggest thing. Like get some of your crap out of here. And so, but I'd always do a thing of flowers. But then sometimes now I'm doing plants too. I like doing plants. I think that makes a difference.
Yeah. My last two listings didn't even declutter. My one before that, my client had so many plants that we had to get rid of them. There were too many.
You're like, what's going on in here, right?
She was giving me them. She's like, here, take them. I'm like, I will kill them.
Here you go. My name is Stacy. Don't forget me.
Exactly. Yes. Unless it's something that never needs to be watered, I will kill them.
You water like once every 10 days, maybe. Pretty easy. And orchids are easy too.
All right.
I'm trying to tell everybody and their brother that. Like at Trader Joe's, get an orchid.
Yeah.
They're so easy. And they last for like 2 months.
Right.
And it makes you happy.
Exactly.
Okay.
We have a few of those. Yes. And they're starting to bud.
You know what you're doing.
Spring. Yeah. An ice cube once a week or something like that.
Yeah. I love them too. So yes, get more flowers. That's our message.
Yes. Yep. Get more flowers and succulents. And oranges if you need a pop of color in your white and gray kitchen.
So easy, and they look so pretty in pictures, you know, and it's just simple. Yeah.
Yes.
No, so fun.
Right. Well, Darlene.
Yes, thank you, honey. Thank you for setting this up. This is awesome, and you're inspiring me to talk to more folks too, and in our group. And you know what? I'm going to write it down right now. The girl who just joined our group that I recommended, but somebody else recommended her, so I don't know her well, but they said she was awesome in St. Louis. Because my girl in St. Louis couldn't do the group. Martha and I talked to her because she's like in another group, and she's like, I don't think I should, which I love that she did that. I was like, thank you for, you know, because most people don't do the right thing, right? You know, so anyway, she's like, but let me send you this other girl. So I have not spoken to her really, except for a couple texts. So I want to talk to her like this so we can, So I'm going to call her. So
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to see Taylor and Olivia. I'm going to
oh my
Kansas
God.
This weekend.
They are the sweetest. I love them. They're like, you know, like you get like, give them a hug for me, please. Yeah. Okay, honey. Well, thank you again for setting this up, and it was wonderful to talk to you.
You too. Have a great. Tell Lee I said hi.
I forgot you're on my phone. All right. Bye, Steve. Take care.
Bye.